Hello everyone, welcome to Data Testing Zone. So this series of videos is for every other QA engineer who struggles in automating data test cases. Okay, so in a regular basis, generally a QA person deals with data testing as well, right? So how to automate those? So this particular series will help you in automating some of the regression or quite common test cases that we come around while using retail kind of data set. But again, you can use this entire framework architecture and the scripts to implement it any other domain as well, like healthcare or any other industry. Okay. So this particular framework will be built on Python, Pytest, Pandas, and we will be using RDBMS as PostgreSQL. How we will be using it is there is one cloud hosted environment called as Supabase. I mean, this is facilitated by Supabase. It gives PostgreSQL that will be hosted on cloud. Okay, and we are going to make free account on it and create our tables on it and use it. Okay, so without much ado, let's get started with the project framework or the project architecture. Okay, so if you see this, this will be a reusable kind of data-driven test automation framework. Okay, the data set that we will be using will be from Kaggle. Kaggle is a website where there are a lot of analysts and data scientists put up different data set and put their analysis on top of that. So I will provide the link over here so that you can go and download the data set from there. So the data set will be Superstore data set. Okay. Then the database, again, like I mentioned, it is we will be taking it from Supabase. I mean, it is a cloud hosted Postgres environment. So we will be creating an account there and using it as a Postgres environment. Okay. The tools that we will be using are Python, PyTest, Pandas, SQL, Alchemy, all those, these are the different libraries, okay, that we'll be using. And then we will have Excel driven test cases. All our test cases will be written in Excel. We will be using those test cases and running our automated test using PyTest. Okay. Next is project structure. So our product structure will look something like this. Our input will be sitting in data folder as well as Excel test cases will also be sitting in data folder. The source folder will have DB connection script, the loader that is a loader which will load the CSV file as a table in Postgres. Okay, and then the utils. So it will have some utility methods. Okay, then PyTest test cases will be inside test folder. Okay, then we will have requirements.txt where we will be mentioning all the packages that we will be using and downloading it in one shot. Then pytest.ini, this is nothing but to create our HTML report. So we will be writing that script in this. And then readme.md is again a necessity file which will tell you about what this project exactly is. Okay. Now next is the end-to-end workflow. This is the logical workflow that we will be putting down in a script. So again, the first step will be loading our Kaggle data set into Supabase. Loading the Kaggle data set into PyCharm. Okay, reading it, and then second step will be to upload that data set into Supabase by creating a table. Third will be defining the test cases in Excel. Fourth will be running those test cases via PyTest, and then fifth will be generating HTML report. Okay, this will be end-to-end logical workflow for entire framework. Now, next is all these test cases are Excel driven, right? We'll be writing this in Excel. So what are the test cases we are going to run? We are going to validate the total number of records with respect to the CSV file. Okay, that will be our source. Then schema validation, not null columns validation, orders by region, orders by category, orders by year, and then it should be profit by year, then profit by year and orders by year, yeah. And then percentage orders dropped, increased by year. Okay, so these 8 test cases we are going to run via Excel, and all this will be validated against our source, which will be the CSV file that we downloaded from Kaggle versus the table that we created in Postgres using the same data. Okay, so it is kind of A to A mapping only. There is no transformation that is happening here. We are just checking if the data is loaded properly or not. Okay, so why this framework? Again, every time we need to add certain test cases, right? So we need to, we will add those test cases via Excel. That will not involve any major code changes unless and until the logic is changing entirely. Okay, so that is why we call it data driven. Then we will be able to use it across DBs. Here we are using Postgres, which is hosted on Supabase, but again, you can use it in any other RDBMS system. You have to just change the connection string. Okay. Then it is scalable via PyTest. As you all know, PyTest is a great framework when it comes to integration with Python and using it for automation testing. So again, we have scaled it with PyTest as well. And then it has automated HTML reporting. So that is a great advantage that is already provided by PyTest, right? So this will be the key benefits. So yeah, that's it for this framework. So we will be starting off the framework soon. So till then, just a basic heads up that to get started with this particular framework, you have to be at least aware of Python, PyTest, these two things. Somewhere a very little knowledge of Pandas will also do. But again, this is just to get you on familiarity basis because I have not explained Python, Pandas, PyTest from scratch, although the framework is built from scratch. Okay, but you need to know basics of all these things. Okay, so just get started. In the next video we will see the project architecture and the Supabase and everything will be following along with. So hang on with me, we will learn more with coming time. Thank you so much.